Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Ring Report on this Wednesday, June 1st. It's a morning edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. First time ever. Like I said, thank you for watching first in the beginning for the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Ring Report. But first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe and scan. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. As you see right here, these matches right here in couple of segments will be featured on NXT from last night. As you see, a women's championship summit as the women's champions of NXT Toxic Attraction have a summit with their number one contenders and see how far they'll go with their matches coming up in your house, as well as the breakout tournament from in your house. Who's gonna be leaving in your house with the breakout? Who's gonna be the breakout diva in of the women's division coming up, rising in the NXT women's division, as well as North American champion Cameron Graham looking for his title defense against um Carmelo Hayes. But Cameron Graham got a rude awakening that he didn't expect. But we'll talk about it on the show. That what Cameron Graham's going to expect from Carmelo Hayes coming soon and coming shortly. Into Cora J takes on Raquel, I forgot her name, Gonzalez or something from the Gallon Phasma. You know how that go. So there's a lot going on tonight. We kick things off with this. Roger Strong, now the new leader of he's been the leader of the Diamond Man. He's the player coach of the Diamond Man. He was in tag team action with his new protege, Damian Kemp, as they took on the team of who they took on. They took on somebody. Then they took on Pretty Deadly. Yeah, they took on Pretty Deadly and the tag team champions. And they won their match by Pretty Deadly won by cheating, but Roger Strong wasn't having it. And Roger Strong called a summit of his own. The summits are like Roger Strong told the Creed brothers if they don't get the job done of winning the world tag team titles of NXT, that they'll be out of the group. So Roger Strong trying to lay down law and order amongst his group. So we'll see. He even told Ivan Neville, who kind of remind me of somebody I know. Yeah, my name is Alicia. She she was in action and she dominated as well. So it's a lot of domination going on here tonight. But NXT was kind of flat in a way, you ask me. But we'll get to it. Even Zaya Quinn lost to who used to be I forgot his name, Wesley. So how that ended up being. But this is the most interesting that I forgot her name had another summit with her, yeah, they found out who's the true Don in NXT. Well, we know these two have been at each other's throats about this and that. We know that it's like a mafia and Latino mafia. Well, they put an interesting stipulation at the match. If Legado or Fantasma win, then Tony D'Angelo and his crew must answer to them. But if Tony D'Angelo crew win, then I tell the Fantasma crew will have to answer to them. So it's like who's going to be the true mob boss of NXT coming forward in this match. But we'll see in this huge 6-man tag team match. I mean, it was so interesting. That was the most interesting storyline of the night, if you ask me. Oh, you don't run me. You don't run me. And we'll see who runs who this Saturday at NXT. Speaking of that, Core J was in action. So we'll see that this Saturday NXT, and we'll have a special predicted outcome for NXT. We have so many predicted outcomes this weekend, but you know how that goes coming up. Also, too, Cora J won her match against the girl that you saw who was in on that boat. Well, she was on the boat, but she lost. So hey, you know how that go. Also, too, we know that Cameron Grimes will be defending his NXT North American title against Carmelo Hayes, and we're gonna see how that's gonna pan out. No source, of course, said he's next in line, and we know he went against what's his name, Duke Hudson. They said that he wants a shot at the NXT title, that he's next in line. I mean, it is what it is. Soul Sikoa won his match, so we know what Soul Sikoa is going to be doing. He's going to be watching the 10 link to see who's going to be the next, who's going to lead in your house with the North American title. Plus, too, Tiffany Stratton brought her way to a she really brought her way to NXT tournament. Well, we know that Tiffany will take on Roxanne Perez 1-on-1, and we'll see who's going to be the next breakout star. Everyone thought Lakeita Lyons was going to be the breakout star, but unfortunately, Lakeita had an injury, and she's recovering from a rehabbing from. So we also look forward to that. We know that Pretty Deadly will be on against the Creed brothers this Sunday, this Saturday, in NXT Takeover. If they don't win the titles, then they're out of the group. So there's a lot going on. Even speaking of that, girl made her mind. Some girl, forgot her name, but she made her mind that she joined Chase University. So there's a lot going on in the movement, as well as this Von Wagner and Robert Stone with their mission statement going after each other. I forgot who they went against, but we'll see. We talked about Tony Angelo and you know, I got Tasman. Well, this is interesting to know that there was a women's championship summit, on NXT between Toxic Attraction and Wendy Chu and company. Well, Wendy Chu and company mocking Toxic Attraction and saying that they're going to leave with the titles this Sunday, Saturday. I meant to say, I'm going to say this weekend. This weekend with the titles, but it didn't turn out to be the case. That's what had happened. So we know that Wendy Chu will challenge Mandy Rose for the NXT Women's title. Mandy Rose said that she is becoming the longest reigning women's champion and counting 200 days, which that's true. As well as her teammates will defend their titles against Casey Navarro. And they gave Casey Navarro a weird name, but it really don't matter. I'm still gonna call it Casey Navarro because it's just weird. Well, we know that there's gonna be a factor coming forward and stuff. So could we see this be the possibility of them leaving, putting Mandy Rose to a table, and Mandy Rose had to cover her, had to make sure her, you know what, had to cover her bra to make sure she was straight. Didn't want nothing to be exposed. A Mandy Rose could be leaving, without a title if Wendy Chu has something in case, and we'll see it this Saturday on NXT Takeover. Also, too, what? That's it. That's it for the NXT Ring Report. All right, all right. We move forward to wrestling hot topics. Now, this is real interesting. That Heyman Adam Page made a quote that he recently lost the AEW World Championship to CM Punk and Heyman Page said, and quote, I have a while to reflect on my time as AEW champion, but it's time to come to an end. Thank you all for not supporting me, but but for supporting the vision. It's not about the goal or the glory. It's all about common love and dignity. Let's treat each other and change the world. Hey man, Paige got a point. You know, some people ain't gonna respect you as the way you think you should be respected, but at the end of the day, they won't know because some people just that they just lost in the shuffle. You ask me, they don't know what their intake is, and they're going forward in that stuff. Also, too, the NWA offering giving veterans a free pass for the event. So NWA going on. Speaking of the NWA and its champion, Adam um, Zack Ryder, he's dealing with a torn bicep, and Zack Ryder could be out of action for a quick minute. We just don't know what's going to happen with his championship title defense against Nick Aldis. Is that still up in the air? And we'll see if the pay per view always ready will still continue. Zack Ryder, can he nurse it, or what's going to happen with that? But we hope and pray Zack Ryder have a speedy recovery. Speaking of that, this is shocking. Bray Wyatt 6. I don't know what he's called coming from. He said patience is almost time. I don't get what Bray Wyatt is trying to say, but Bray Wyatt trying to say that he could be coming sooner than you think. And could Bray Wyatt be he left some cryptic tweet or note that he did that he once did. I don't know if Bray Wyatt's coming back or what promotion, but we had to see from there. Speaking of that, Becky Lynch, the big time Bix, now she's getting into the fun. Them try to call herself a wizard with Chris Jericho calls himself a wizard. I mean, it really don't make no sense at all. Both of them call themselves wizards. You know, I just don't get it. What kind of knowledge is coming from both ends? But they want to call themselves wizards. But she didn't want no heat from Jericho. She didn't want Jericho to be mad at her. But I feel like he's not no wizard, and she is definitely not no wizard. But they cosplaying each other. That's what it is. Also, too, this wrestling entertainment UK event has been postponed. We were supposed to see the likes of Braun Strowman, Alistair something, Nia Jackson. So I guess we won't see it until they have something coming close in turn. But it is what it is. We'll see when we get more details coming up. Speaking of the wizard, Chris Jericho, he claims that his niece has been bullied, and Jericho saying that he is not going to take it anymore like a rock star, like you think he is, and he wants to do something about it. I guess Jericho wants to stop the end of bullying. I don't think that's we'll see with Jericho. Speaking of, so look for tonight on the AEW Ring Report immediately after AEW. Hopefully, um, we're gonna talk about a lot. We're gonna talk about what's going on with AEW games. You can see Aubrey Edwards and a lot of others are in the habit of doing some of the AEW games. We'll see. Plus, to Max Caster, the acclaim star, giving Mr. McMahon the number one on his star. So we'll see on how that's all pan out, as well as this huge 10-man tag team match. The was supposed to be the Hardy Boys, but it's going to be Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, the World Tag Team Champions, Christian Cage, Darby Allin, and Matt Hardy taking on the Undisputed Elite, the Young Bucks, Red Dragon, and Hollywood. Know what that all going to be, but we'll see it tonight on Dynamite, as well as Daniel Garcia taking on John Moxley. So we'll see that. Plus, two, hopefully we'll see the debut of Athena. Used to be Ember Moon. Great addition to the AEW roster. Maybe she can help build the AEW women's roster to where it could be and what the possibilities are. So we seen a lot today. But we're gonna end it with it. And then two, want to wish Montez Ford a happy birthday, as well as Cheryl Scriber from Raw another happy birthday. There was a lot of birthdays going on. So we're gonna end it with I like him to end it with this confrontation that was. So tune in on like Elder Hero the Fast Batasma. So thank you for watching the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Ring Report. Hoping to see you for the AEW Ring Report later tonight, immediately following Dynamite. For me, I'll be Kendra Dixon. So long. We'll see you this next time.